And welcome back to La Vida Baseball. It is Friday. It is being Guillen. Buenas tardes. Good morning to the people in the West Coast. What's up, guys?
Yes, here. Yes, here.
Quarantine.
No, I'm not talking about quarantine. I'm talking about 18.
We look like those people that have never been to get a haircut or get a beard trim. Everyone is in their natural.
So I trimmed. So I trimmed my beard a little bit.
You saw the trend. I like the thing that not Major League Baseball, NBA retired players like Ray Allen are doing. That they're letting their hairline grow, their natural hairline grow.
Oh my!
So they're letting their natural
That's
hairline.
mine.
Can anybody imagine what Michael Jordan? Can you imagine Michael Jordan right now with hair?
Oh my God!
How cool that would be.
You're gonna take like
Ray Allen's hairline
10 years.
It's like a cross right here. It's like right here.
This is my original hairline. I just got my Hims. I got my Hims product.
You're using it again.
I always use it.
Yeah, I use it a lot too because I didn't notice that, but I started getting the things here, so I got.
So these are the things you notice in quarantine. So yesterday was a huge anniversary for Mr. Ozzie Guillén. It was the 35th birthday of your debut in Major League Baseball in County Stadium, Milwaukee.
I really don't. The only thing I remember.
You don't remember County Stadium? County Stadium was awful.
Well, County Stadium. When I come from AAA, I play in the PCL, and every ballpark in the city was nice. We come from Milwaukee. Well, obviously, my first day, I was so excited about it because my first, first.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a
huge deal for me. But after a little while, like, wow, this is a big league, but it was cold. I remember. You cannot go to the game.
I didn't go to the game. I was in the hotel room.
He didn't have enough money.
He was at the Hyatt Hotel with Rodolfo and your mom. And back then it's not a TV.
So when people ask me like, "What's your first big league game?" I can't say that. I was actually going to ask my mom like what my first game was because it was in Chicago. So it must have been in Chicago. But here's something you never mentioned about that game. Okay, the fact is,
weighing in at you were probably like 145, 150.
The only person to attend an Ozzie Guillén minor league game.
I am the only person to attend an
150.
No, but here's the part that's interesting about that. So in Baseball Reference, bless your heart, Baseball Reference, you could see the actual attendance of the game. 53,000 people. That could be the largest attendance that you've ever been a part of in a game. I was actually trying to look at the playoff games.
Really?
Marlins. That's what I'm saying. I was looking for Marlins game, but playing though.
Playing? No, the last game at Cleveland Indians.
Okay, so I gotta look that up.
What's the name of the Cleveland Indians Stadium?
Cleveland Stadium.
What's the name of the original
Municipal Stadium?
I didn't know. That's a good
question. You guys see Major League?
By the way, that's a good one for Kahoot for the game later. But no, so 53,000 people. I was shocked because I've been bringing this up lately about that an average baseball crowd is 35,000. And I've been looking at what crowd I've been the biggest part of.
What's the biggest crowds you guys have witnessed?
I don't know. I think might have been a World Series.
Well, okay, what do you think? What do you feel like?
World Cup maybe when we were kids?
Probably World Cup, but I don't know how much the soccer stadiums hold.
Again, it must have been that much because it was Soldier Field. So unless they were like adding,
you guys remember how full Qualcomm Stadium was when the Padres Atlanta?
Yes,
Qualcomm Stadium is one of the biggest stadiums.
I think that was on my list.
San Diego. Yeah, San Diego.
So how did that feel though to debut? Like you got there.
It was obviously. I wish my family could have watched.
Well, there was no MLB app then.
Not MLB anything. You got to
call somebody after the game.
So I have a question. So how did the reporters?
I think in Venezuela they find out my parents find out like 2 months later.
So in Venezuela,
I got my first hit that day.
So basically in Venezuela, somebody got the score, and then they wrote the story based on like what they thought happened.
But my first, I was a lead off. That surprised me.
You didn't strike out your first because I think you rolled over.
Really low. It's a ground ball to second base.
From the beginning.
No, I was the best phone goal. I hit a ground ball to shortstop, second base more than anybody in history.
Yeah,
I lead the league. I lead the league.
Since there's so many things that are so many highlights that they're passing. Yesterday we have a good friend, Lou Manny Rosario, saying that Scott Van Pelt, he does SportsCenter. They were passing a clip of Bo Jackson, and he brought you up. You were there. Obviously, that was like 93, but that was also opening day 93. Yeah. So speaking of opening day memories.
I remember everything was cold, but I remember Tony La Russa come on to me and say, hey, play your game. Don't change anything. Tom Seaver's pitching that day, it was a big day for him. Pitching that day for the
White Sox.
Who was catching, you remember?
Carton Fisk.
No, for the other team.
I know Haas.
I asked that because when you go up to the plate as a leadoff guy, what's the first thing you do?
Welcome to the big league.
Well, no, you say hi to the guy.
I go,
what's the first guy that you got on base? When you get a hit or get walked? You get on base and you're like, okay,
first Latino
in the big leagues. Like
Cecil Cooper was the first base.
Did he say, "Welcome to the big leagues"? Kid?
I go when I got the hit, I bunt I think it was a tight game.
It was.
You did
tight game. I
drag bunt or push bunt.
Then I drive to first base, base hit. Then I scored the winning run.
You did, and then
that day I don't like being lead off
guy.
I was a lead off.
It's not lead off. You didn't like taking pitches.
No,
lead off. You get to me that bad.
It's a funny thing about it. Like I was lead off all my career in the minor league. Lead off all my career in the minor league. All the time I come to the big league, lead off. I go, that's easy to 20.
Yeah. Well, it is. So it's five. So it's 5 at bats that you had there. So if you would have been hitting in the 9th hole and you would have started off instead of 200, you would have been 265.
Well,
250.
Harold Baines debuted today. Your best friend debuted.
By the way, I just saw the game a couple minutes ago, and I see Harold Baines making an error in right field. He's a line right there, and I think
that's why he became it.
Then I go like, he was a tremendous right fielder. Then I text him and you go, yeah, nice going. So I thought you was a great fielder.
So I don't think you knew this, but in 1985, a scouting report was founded in a research, and a scout said the best shortstop in the game.
They're big league scout, by the way. It's like the big league guy that they send to go scout teams.
The scout team, he said his report was literally the best shortstop in the game. And then obviously a couple months later, you're rookie of the year. But that was like kind of like the guy saying, hey, this kid's legit. How was that? Did you at any time during the season say, I got this rookie of the year, or I'm going for the rookie of the year?
Not really. I didn't even think about it. I think two guys have a tremendous, and this Ryle for the Milwaukee Brewers got a great year. And Teodoro from Mexico got a great year from Milwaukee Brewers also as a pitcher. And I never thought about it. I just, what the day I thought about it, be honest with you, when Jerry Ranzo called me to his office after the season, he say, even win rookie of the year, I'm going to give you the
bonus.
The bonus.
Oh, so you had a bonus in rookie of the year. You won it.
Yeah.
Any idea how much it was?
I don't remember. I know it wasn't that much because maybe 10 grand.
Yeah, well, that's like 30 now.
Well, okay, but I always play to be on the field. The bonus thing, it was like pay me to play. But that day, I I got a chance.
But that's how much the game has changed, though.
Yeah, but a lot. And
I also think about it like that, though. I think it was a bigger deal then than it is now. Like,
then you're rookie of the year. You still make money out of that.
Now, the thing is, before there was one rookie on the team. Now a lot of teams have 2 or 3. And another thing is, when you're a rookie back in the day, I feel like there was no cameras or Twitter. So like Acuna was hitting 350 in AA, and we knew about it. There's a kid in high A. There's a kid named Jason.
Nobody sees these guys
17.
back then.
No, so back in the day, it was like, oh wow, remember like Bobby Jenks when he got to the big leagues for the first time?
Yeah.
It was like, wow, we haven't seen this guy throw. And that was in 2005. So imagine in 85.
I remember Gerber. He played with me all in my mind.
You become like a myth or like a myth. Like we have this guy named Ozzie.
It's funny because I find out that later. This kid was a utility player for California Angels. Then I don't know what they changed the name so many times. California Angels. And Bobby Grich, all those guys was making fun of me. They was seeing me taking ground balls.
Very underrated.
Great player. And all those guys were like, what? What is that? You know what I mean? Like, ¿qué es eso? What is that? And the kid Gravy say, you know what? That guy will hit more than 270 in this league right now. And people make it. I was so skinny and so small. And in the season, I hit him 270 something. And you weren't small. You were petite. Well, I thought I was like 28.
You were petite. Do you remember when was the first time that you faced somebody that you were like, holy crap, that's
Rolling Finger.
You're like, wow, Rolling Fingers. You're like, I'm facing Rolling Fingers.
I was in big league club and big league spring training for 3 years. You know, I know kind of most of the guys, but one day we play in Vegas. I was supposed to make the team.
Ozzie's birthday.
In the big league, and other son, Carmelo Martinez went crazy, and they put Carmelo in left field and put Alan Wiggins in second base. But when I would face Rolling Finger, I go, oh my God. In the real game in Vegas, I had a base hit to win the game. And, everybody else on top of me, I remember Dick Williams. Jack McHugh was the GM. Dick Williams was the manager. With Ozzie Guillén come in the office and go, man, we love you, the way you play, but you got to stay here.
You're not going to go.
No, man, I couldn't understand. I said, yes. I said,
they called me up to the big league.
I said, you're not going to stay here.
You're staying
in Vegas. I thought I said, you're going to stay in the big league.
So before we jump, like you would say you and your family, you were a fan of baseball then. you were going up, like you would know, like, hey, this guy's this guy. Like, you,
I know.
Because there's some guys that just go, like, I just play.
Crazy thing, man. When I play in Vegas, you can ask your mom. We try to put Ozzie's room very nice, like very baseball thing, and we buy stuff like 25 cents. Baseball. I don't know they have anymore. Like they have the bands. How you call
the little banners with the
banners. And I saw Winning Ugly. I go, And I told him, I will play for that team. Really? And the Dodgers are going to trade me. And
I didn't know they're White Sox fans.
Yeah, the Dodgers were going to trade me, but I told him, he said, look at that
I'm
team.
going to play for the White Sox.
Fisk, Bannister, all those guys, Brains. That's a great team. And I just said that just to I play for the Yankees. You're going to play for San Diego. I said, I don't know how that feeling. A year later, I was playing for the White Sox.
I mean, things come full circle. We could have literally grown up in San Diego, which wouldn't have been that bad.
Talking about
we're in Chicago, so
what's the most memorable at bat from your first year? I asked this because it's crazy how baseball players remember who they faced. Like Hector Sanchez yesterday put a jam shot, broken bat. He says it's the most memorable at bat. Why? Yankee Stadium, Mariano Rivera. What do you think for your first year was your most memorable at bat?
Oh, he had to be.
Or who was the first time?
You know what? My biggest at bat was when I get the base hit to get the Seaver 300 win.
That's what I thought.
We played Yankee Stadium, and when you drive the bus into it, everybody from the Mets, everybody that ballpark was packed just to watch Seaver play.
They put that on MLB Network all the
time. And I got the big, and I told him spring training, I will get the game-winning RBI.
Man, you had to have a lot of.
I talked to Tom Seaver like I'm talking with you.
You had a lot of balls to say.
One of my favorite moments of that game is that you come, Seaver gets a little wild. And then you walk up to the pitcher's mound and talk to him. You didn't know English that well, so I'm just very curious to see.
My English is still real bad.
And no, the fact is that you get there and you start saying something to him, and you can see the other guys around like, okay, we need to get over there. What the hell is he talking about?
But it's funny thing because Seaver always we have a great relationship the sooner I got there, and one of the worst, I know memories. The bad feeling about it. I went to the airplane my first day. And Seaver, he had Hennikens. And he go to me, you're sitting here in that window. And I'm sitting here. I go, yes. I'm like, wow, Tom Seaver. I will be in the plane with Tom Seaver every day. This is amazing. I couldn't even turn around to see those guys pot in the back. I go like this.
Basically.
Throw your head. I go, you're not moving out of here. You have nothing to do out there.
Well, good advice.
Great advice, but like,
wow, the games changed.
The games changed, and again, one of the things I wanted to touch upon was before we get into the next topic was if you would have been playing in today's game, your agent would have been like, "I want $1 million more if he wins Rookie of the Year," because the way that you were building up to it, you were going as one of the favorites.
Now they put in a lot of guys' contracts.
They put it
a lot of times just because one time your marketing sometimes is your youngest guy is the highest marketing guy. Hence Manny Machado when he was with Baltimore. Right now, Yordan with Houston, Ronald Acuna, Albies in Atlanta. They're just more popular than the
kid from the Cougar. Or what's his name? The favorite player,
Pantera. And now the youth in baseball. Like last year, the whole thing was the youth. Like people forget that Peter Alonso was a rookie last year.
Yeah, and he should have. Yeah,
because so many rookie guys, so many young players.
The thing is that rookies now make such a big impact in the game that it's different.
So talking about. The next one about kids. Today is National Siblings Day.
Happy day, guys.
So happy days means when your brother.
I have a question. That's a question I'm going to ask Ozzie. What's that mean?
It means when your brother and sisters, it's like the day for everybody that's siblings. So your siblings would be.
And remember, we have people saying. saying in this chat they paid him more so that he wouldn't play winter ball.
The contract. We have the contract.
They did. I did, but I was tricking people.
By the way, is it sad? We'll just bring that up real quick. That. There's guys that don't get paid, like they should pay guys not to do that. Like there's big league guys that they're like, oh, you just can't play.
But before they don't make enough money, and they told me you're not playing in Venezuela. I had to make money, and they said give me a check for $10,000
not to play,
but
you still did.
And I did at the end of the season. I did for a few days. They don't know, but I showed Padron Panza. Say, hey, I cannot play. I said, why? Here.
The thing is, that wasn't then, so it doesn't matter.
150 something games. Now players, they go to Winter League. They play 2 games, a pinch hit and pinch running in September, and they don't want to play in Winter League.
The only country that pays guys not to play winter ball is Japan. They pay dudes not to play.
So a national.
They tried Mexico too, but they couldn't.
So on National Sibling Days, who do you guys think is the best athlete?
Athlete? Me.
I mean, us?
No,
Well,
you're not your sibling. You're not related to us.
Well, you are the best athlete in your sibling family. You're a professional one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compete against.
You might be the only one that's ever worked out.
Yeah, I mean, nationally sibling days is I didn't even know that. I didn't know the day that it was or anything like that. But it's always a special relationship that you just hope to have with your family, especially your brothers. The fact that we could do this show is unbelievable. There's pictures of us when we were younger. We've always been really close. We grew up around the game. Obviously, been around baseball our whole lives. Natural sibling rivalries. That's common.
I don't know about rivalries, but
like friendly.
No, you know what? I don't know who's the best athlete. Those three guys are idiots when they play the
video games.
There's probably more competition playing video games than there ever was.
Who had the best chance of getting to the big leagues?
I mean, the most talented was I think Ozzie was by far the most talented.
I can tell you who has the least chance. I can tell you had the least chance.
Yeah, so
But it's funny how ironic that works because people did not know this, and this is like something that it's funny because Oni technically retired in AAA.
Yeah, that's it.
I got a no. I didn't retire in AAA.
Big league.
I got a double in AAA.
And hence the fact of why we had not made the
and now we're doing a show on the panel. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Growing up and being around the game, and I know that's one of the topics is when your father is so successful in the same sport that you have, it could really, really, really affect you mentally. But I can't say that it affected me.
But I think that we competed in different ways.
Shout out to Paco Martin, who's watching us.
Norberto.
My man, Norberto. Hey, one of the
minor league player of the year for the White Sox.
Wow, did not know that.
Yes, somebody saw that. Uniform extra tight. Like it was painted on.
If you guys went last time we were on the show, I went on and saw Paco's numbers and stuff. Great. Him and Chris Snopek might have had the two best careers.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Chris Snopek?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Snopek. He was like Brett Morrell before Brett Morrell.
So that's the thing. I know it's off topic, but it just all depends on who's in front of you. Yeah, if he doesn't have
Christian Herrera,
if he doesn't have Ozzie, he could be in the big league. He'd be starting.
But he was in the big league because we create a very good friendship with the infield instructor. I say I will tell him who should be or back up. I say Paco Martin and Grevik, and both.
I think you had. Well, because you wanted guys that you probably got along with that were easy to control. And you had a lot of power to
So who's the best siblings in the history of baseball?
Siblings. I mean, there's really like
brothers,
like Roberto and Sandy.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking it up a couple days ago, and I saw Roberto and Sandy are my personal favorite because everybody knows I love Roberto Alomar, and they were amazing.
Sandy's a really good player.
Yeah, they're really good. 6-time All-Stars, Roberto's Hall of Fame. But the best, like numbers wise, is the DiMaggio brothers.
By far.
By far.
Yeah, but by one. Yeah. No, by far.
Yeah. Joe, Vince, and Dominic.
So you guys are going very far. I'm going to throw a name out there. You guys are really fetching. How about the Cora brothers?
Legit. Cora brothers. Very
you know what?
By the way, you know
together,
what?
I think
the
playing time. I think playing time, they might have the most major league years in total.
I mean, I'm sure the Alomars are great. The Martinez brothers had a good run. The Molinas were there, but there's Yachty and then there's everybody else.
My three were. I don't know about everybody else.
No, those guys.
Benji Molina.
I mean, they were good, but
played every day in the big league.
And Jose, I mean, Benji was great, but
all
Sandy,
three of them. All three. At one point, were starting catchers at the same time.
Sandy and Roberto were.
They were all-star.
They were elite. They were elite.
There was
elite.
I'm gonna go with the best three, but the best ones, but to me was.
How about the Boone brothers?
The
Boone brothers, because the Boone brothers,
best family
in the game, the history of the game. You have to be the Lou.
The other day,
they were good. They were good.
The Boonies?
Yeah, they were.
Why? Because all the Boones at some point
Bells
were the
Bells also.
Yeah, but every time Aaron Boone got to the point when he was a Yankees, big moment. Brett Boone when he was in Seattle, big moment. His dad, big moment.
Yeah, you're right.
Big moment. So there's been a lot of guys like my favorite, not the best ones. My favorite, the Canseco brothers. Jose Canseco brought his brother Ozzie to the big leagues.
Also twins.
No.
Also have the best picture.
I wish Melendez listen to this.
Have you guys ever seen the pictures of Ozzie and Jose?
Yes.
I played for Ozzie. Every picture is Jose walking in the front, and you see Ozzie carrying his stuff.
No, by the way, I never see a worse player than Ozzie Canseco. Never. And worst coach?
I've never seen a worse coach.
Oh my God.
No,
so Ozzie,
you know, one good thing about it like this, now that they go speaking about coaches, the fact that if you look at the Boones and the Coras, not just playing career.
Afterwards,
they've really extended their life.
Them and the Bells.
In
the
baseball.
Bells.
David's a manager.
Yeah,
somewhere. So, and Buddy's been around forever. So the Coras, they're still coaching. Alex is not coaching. We know what happened with him.
Oh, Ramon and Pedro Martinez.
The Martinez
brother. But Ramon, too bad. Ramon got hurt so quick.
He was good. But
he was better than Pedro.
Yeah, fun fact, the first person I ever heard about analytics and hitting and the whole thing they call launch angle and all that stuff now, the Canseco brothers. First time I ever heard that.
Yeah, but look at the launch angles. The guy is 250 and 500 pounds.
How about in sports? You know, I was looking it up, the best siblings,
sports,
and they're making a movie out of them. It's the Williams sisters.
I think that's the. I think
wow. How do you
Serena
with that one?
Dominant.
Yeah,
Serena
and Venus. They're making a movie out of them, out of their father. They've dominated.
Also, they've dominated
world tennis. And then the
that's not easy though.
I'm gonna give a random one. My random one is
Eli and Peyton have won Super Bowls.
Well, and then their brother, the other one, unless he doesn't get hurt, he's in the NFL.
Right, and their father was Archie. So my would be Serena and Venus, and then right after them the Manning brothers.
I'm gonna go with the Jones brothers. You guys probably don't know them. They have two.
I know the Jonas Brothers.
Two of the talking about Hanson over here. One of the brothers is one of the best UFC fighters in the world, Javon Jones Bones, and then the other two brothers have been Pro Bowl football players for the past 5 years.
Wow. That's
very random legit. Guys, but it's three guys.
We have guys
in the elite of their sport, and it's different.
They brought up a couple names here, David, and good friends of the show. They're saying about the Necro brothers. Also, one of the
I've looked up the Necro brothers, and they're good, but they're just they just pitch forever.
It's just one of those. El Duque and Levon, very successful.
But they have brothers.
But they have brothers though. Yeah. Well, same. They're half brothers.
Sperm got involved at some point.
Yeah. So I mean, the fact that you could actually, how cool is that? That I play in a men's league, and he's our manager, and I get excited about that. So my highlight, we're talking about that. My highlight of my baseball career was going to Mexico and playing and having my dad manage. And not only Mexico, but it was also any game that I got called up for and that I was in spring training. Not only was I going to make more money, but I was going to get to play for my father. So that was my big league experience.
So there's a tournament that it's part of the Roy Hobbs, and this is a little bit off topic, but it's about siblings, that you only get to play in the tournament if you're involved in the team with a family member.
That's cool.
So there's
you trying to throw your head in the ring?
No, I'm just saying it's a tournament
for what?
For baseball.
So
when we get older, it's a men's league. I'm saying when Ozzie Jr., when Ozzie, the original Ozzie, is born.
Well, Frijol?
No. When he's 18, he can play with us. I mean, if we're so active, you could play in the tournament as
no one knows this, but my father has played for the Browns.
Yes.
He was in his car. We were going to forfeit. He had sweatpants.
It's legit the only team we all played for.
Yeah, he had sweatpants on. He came. He got a RBI to give us the winning run, and he also pulled his hamstring on his way.
I said, I never played again.
I said, get here.
So the only thing that we all
you guys thought I was faking.
Yeah.
So the only thing that we all do,
we all pull our hamstring.
Because I don't even drink anymore, so that can't count. And not everyone smokes cigars. Maybe other than liking Adela.
What is the one thing we all have in common? Well,
golf.
Baseball. Sushi. Golf. I say he's not a big golfer.
But he golfs.
But he golfs.
That's the only thing we all do.
It used to be drinking.
It used to be. But I don't do that anymore. But I'm saying though, food, we all eat food. Obviously, we all eat But I'm saying the one hobby that we all do, other than the show.
I don't want to say this show is PG.
Oh, I know what it is. I cannot say in the air though. I will say, when we leave.
Wow, that is a great thing. Obviously, baseball is what other than family is what binds us all. But I mean, we're all very different. We all like video games, but my dad is very he's not the video game guy. We were trying to get him to watch Tiger King. He fell asleep, watched it for another 20 minutes, went back asleep.
By the way, there's something funny about this picture. So when Ozzie Exotic borrowed this shirt from me,
Ozzie, were you drunk in this picture?
And I was not yet.
Look at that. No,
but I couldn't even fit in it. I couldn't even fit in it. It wouldn't even go past my shoulders.
I remember that.
I don't know. Wow.
Really? Yeah.
You know what's funny? We dress like that. Well, no, with the same clothes. We dress like.
So we can explain it. So the reason that we all match in all our Christmas and New Year's pictures is because it was always really hard to get all of us in one place. So Evie's, our mother, always wanted to have family pictures. So we would use this time to all dress alike and have the family pictures.
Which I now go back. It's a great idea.
But you know what? How hard it is to have all 4 together.
It is.
And
back then it was easier than now.
Yeah,
this is probably the most consistent we've all seen each other in the past 8 years.
So looking at positives that's going on with the coronavirus, at least like Ozzie says.
So they're talking about positives
we're all together
here on La Vida Baseball, being Guillen on every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our other shows are live, La Vida Baseball, on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So always check our social media page. But the next topic is one that at first I was like, it's never going to happen. What are they talking about? And I just actually saw divisions aligned this morning, and they're going to do it with something that I've always loved, which would be the universal DH, is the ability to play. If baseball comes back, I think it's 75% sure that it's going to be played in 2 locations, Florida, Arizona, with no leagues, realignment to wherever you're at.
I think the World Series should be whoever wins in Arizona, whoever wins in Florida, have a neutral site, have a World Series game. That's it. And plus, people are like looking at that schedule and lining like it's all weird. This happens every year. It's called extended. Those are the same teams that all the minor league players.
Oh, really?
That's the same extended.
That's extended.
If you're with the Houston Astros, you only go to Port St. Lucie. You go
you go to whoever's close.
Oh, it's bad for Chicago fans, guys.
I know.
The Cubs and the White Sox division. I was like, we're last.
The Sox division is like, whoa.
No, but they're going to play at least they're going to play against the Cubs a few times. That mean a lot of people that
of course.
You know,
yeah, but I'm saying like Division 1 again. I think it's a great idea. The universal DH, bless your heart, but they're doing something to move forward. Because things that, if you're tuning in, you're not from Chicago, I don't know why the mayor said this. Not the mayor, sorry. The governor of Illinois said that all summer events canceled, which is, by the way, we're in April.
I think we're jumping the gun.
We're jumping the gun, in my opinion, again. Whatever you want to say. We're jumping the gun. But that means every fan was like, wait, no baseball? So I'm thinking, Major League Baseball can say we want to play, but what happened if a city or a state like California says, great, you guys can play, but you're not playing in our city.
They stay in Peoria.
That's what I'm saying, though. But no, that's what I mean, though. So I think that the league's deciding and saying, what happens if this happens everywhere? Why not just do the games in Arizona? Who cares how big the stadium is anyways? No, people can't come. I think that we can control better. And at the end of the day, I think now I'm starting to realize, guys, this might be if it's going to happen, it's going to be this way.
I think it's the best way possible in order for us to even see baseball. With the Florida, everyone has their camps. In Arizona, everybody has their camps. The logistics would be hard. The only thing is, can you convince the players to not see?
Would you play? If you're
me?
You got to convince them.
Am I Mike Trout?
That's
no, I would play. I would play 100%.
Okay. Would you have Mike Trout said, well, maybe.
Because guys have been tweeting about it. They're like, we're not going to miss my family.
Yeah, but that kid, okay, wait a minute. You can bring your family, okay? But you have to go from the hotel to the ballpark in the bus and come back in the bus.
Yeah,
that's it. But you can bring your family. You can you have a rental house, spring training like everybody does. Then I say, listen, you're not leaving from your house. You drive your car like a soccer league. You drive your car to the hotel. 3:30 the bus leaves, and your bus take you in and out, and then you take the bus from the hotel to your house.
We have a comment from that has to do with our what we're talking about. SI, which is Sports Illustrated, allegedly pulled fans 75% said they wouldn't feel comfortable going to a sporting event until events are all clear. So which means that fans are still going to be scared. They're not going to go somewhere and be like, if it's up in the air.
But we still know that you can make money in baseball without having fans.
Right.
Because half the league as attendance is in the ground.
Right.
And so, in other sports,
they make money.
So hopefully TV ratings will go.
So TV ratings are going to go up. I'd rather watch the game in my couch on cold days anyways. But so we know that when people are like, oh, fans are going to go.
I don't think this is going to happen, by the way.
You don't think it's going to happen?
You know how hard logistically, by what he just explained, to control. The thing with people are comparing it to basketball. In basketball, you need a ball, and that's it. You need 2 hoops. That's it. In baseball, everything you do, you make contact with. Everything, people come in contact.
Yeah, but in basketball, like you are close to you.
Yeah, but there's only 12 guys. Think about this: how many guys you
can. You need only one.
First off, in clubby wise, you already have 6 guys that you can't really control. So you're gonna have all your clubbies living in the stadium.
Yes,
one.
But in baseball, it's one thing baseball have. One thing baseball have very good is control everyone.
That's going to be very hard to control.
Oh, I know it's hard.
Well, I think that nowadays, though, the part that's hard, there was players, I'm not going to name names, that are saying, if we have to play into November, it's my kid's birthday.
You bring curfew?
First, by the way, do you guys rather baseball get ruined and everything else get ruined? Because as soon as one guy gets sick,
oh, yeah.
Look what happened to the NBA. Everything was fine in the world. One guy got sick. And imagine by chance, your biggest player, Stanton, Judge, Trout, the big money guys, one of them gets sick.
You go to the hospital and come back.
You already contaminated everybody around you.
Well, that's the point. That's the point.
I honestly just feel like if MLB is going to say we're going to have a 60-game season, don't play.
Okay, so what number of games do you want?
100.
100 is like the minimum you can have.
100.
Well, that's what I quite understand.
We're going to have a 70-game season.
We're talking about the Bundesliga, for example. Oh, well, the Germans are starting the league. I'm like, yeah, they have 5 matches left.
Yeah, right. They could finish.
They can finish. I'm saying like the chance of risk. Again, my background is project management. That's what I went to school for. Like when you look at risk and you measure it and you do like the numbers of it, 5 games is not the same as 100 games multiplied by 15.
Also, momentum-wise, like with people like for the NBA, for example, you don't think it's a little unfair to just like restart it? Why? Because there's teams that were hot. There's teams that are doing good. It's kind of hard to come back. It's why don't you just not wait? Are people that worried about it? Like you can't just wait like 2 months.
There's a lot of contact in NBA. I see guys like using next to each other, sweating. Breeding.
Well, here's the part that I'm already invested in the company as a family already did. I'm trying to get in the game of we're no longer going to be worried about checking for security for like guns or like drugs or anything when you're coming to the stadium. I literally think there's going to be somebody with a thermometer taking your temperature. Then you have to wash your hands.
Would you rather?
But you bring you pretty soon they're gonna come out with what they check you
with a testing kit.
Safe. I go, I'm safe. You're kidding.
When you go to restaurants, I think it's gonna start happening.
They got to say, let me see your ID, bro.
It's not gonna be a Mater D. It's gonna be.
I just feel like if there's gonna be that little amount of games, and you're telling me that the other reason is no season at all.
So this is my thought. Okay, I want you guys to tell me what you think. So everyone's obsessed with playing in July, May, August. How about we wait till this kind of clears up? And if Arizona and Miami and Florida is an option, you play it in the winter.
Also possible.
And you call it, you don't have to call it the Major League Baseball League. You say, this is our first winter ball, our American winter ball.
Melendez would not like that, by the way, because Melendez, your buddy, he has the biggest winter ball league in the United States in Arizona. And
if MLB says our season starts in August and we're going to play into the winter.
How cool would it be if Major League Baseball says, you know what? No Major League season. We're going to send all these big league guys to winter ball. And Mexico gets a division.
Yeah, by the way.
And the Serie Caribe ends up being the World Series.
Okay, by the way.
How cool that
you got more chance to get sick in those countries because they're not going to be cured 100% and less prepared than we are.
We are. That's what I'm saying.
Less cases there.
But also, again, when we look at the scenarios, saying if let's say we're going to keep it in the United States, from what everyone's saying, the curve and all this, again, I'm not a scientist, is saying August is going to be better, but everyone's worried, like Oni saying, well, I don't want to have a 40-game season. Ridiculous. Well, why do you have to have a 40-game season? Just play it in the neutral places. If you're going to have to play neutral anyways, and then play it out and play it in the winter. By the way, when people are worried about like NFL's going to take over, people that watch football, watch football. People that watch baseball, watch baseball. My wife, Sarah's not saying, oh my God, it's a Tuesday, the White Sox versus the Kansas City Royals. I cannot wait to start the game. She says, Ozzie, get your phone out. You're not watching it on the big TV. Because we need to be in baseball.
It's like that around here.
No, but we have to be we have to be more like hockey and focus about our niche.
And then say, we are who we are.
You ever talked to a hockey fan?
Yeah,
they don't care about what anyone else thinks about it. You're like, wait, who is that? Shut up, watch the game. Right. They don't even care about like explaining the game.
So instead of
like, are you worried about like when you get to a talk with like one of our friends, Mark Sassetti, that doesn't like soccer, who's watching and says, "Oh, only about Madrid. Oh, nobody watches that." Do you care?
No,
because you like your league. So when baseball people are like, "Oh, baseball is the 4th most famous sport," I'm like, I don't care because where I come from, let me get right, is the #1 sport. Yesterday there were 6,000 people watching Ronald Acuna hang out on Instagram with his buddy who was having a great time.
Don't Instagram live and drink.
Well, it doesn't matter, but it's all Venezuelan people because we are obsessed with baseball. Today, Cafe Martinez drank coffee.
He does every morning.
Was playing. I'm saying though, he was literally just drinking coffee. Right, where you would write him, he'd write you back and talk about it.
I judge them for listening to house music.
And it's funny because everyone was having so much fun. I have not seen an American player be able to do that and get I'm sure that he could do it right now in the situation. But we are obsessed with baseball. Right here, this show, La Vida Baseball. Everyone that's listening, we're obsessed with baseball. So again, people are worried about this, a situation or is that. I think that the part of the backlash that we have to worry about is if you jump the gun and you go, we're going to have this league. And 3 weeks in, something bad happens, and you're the team that got a player sick. or a player's family sick, then you have to live with that for a long. It could be the opposite of breaking the color barrier.
Right. I think Ryan Zimmerman came out and he said we have to think about the human element.
Well, here's the other thing.
We are.
But if you're making money, if I'm making $45 million a year, and I've been making that for the past 5 years, and I financially can sit out a year.
Yep.
I'm like, hey guys, go have fun playing.
Another thing is if you can financially sit out and you're hurting, if something's bothering you in your body, especially those pitchers.
Oh, I'm hurt.
And you have a sore shoulder. Why not take this time to rehab it? Hey, I'll pitch next year. Why? Honestly, at this point, this season is just everything's gonna be tainted about it.
It'd be funny.
It's not gonna be. And another thing is, then if a team wins a World Series, oh, it doesn't count. Then if it wins a division, it doesn't count.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it won't.
Why? It counted the season with the Houston Astros. Why not going to count with this one?
Okay, well that's different.
Well, thank you.
Because
now you have a better in the record book.
98 game season or whatever. So all those fans out there with teams that like, oh, we might have a chance, it won't count. So this is your year to MLB to experiment, to try new things, get different divisions playing against different guys.
Okay,
so
Freddie who? Freddie Garcia.
He
got to be.
Oh, Danny Vargas is active, but not Danny Vargas, Chicago Danny Vargas. Danny Vargas, el que no tiene pelo.
Danny, you can speak English, bro. Your English is worse than mine.
So,
Freddie, what's up, brother?
Big Chief. By the way, Freddie, check out my video on.
Speaking of someone who does live drinking,
Freddie.
I
by the way,
know you're not drinking water.
Freddie got in contact like 7 players from Venezuela. They want me with them. Live. I don't know. It's going to be tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow.
We need to. We need to set that up. We'll set that up. So Major League Baseball talking about being outside and thinking outside the box. Okay, Major League Baseball players have joined with MLB The Show, and they're playing a tournament.
30 teams, 30 games.
30 teams, 30 games. By the way, they're 3-inning games. So
following the NBA.
Guys are getting paid, by the way. Not doing another great.
They're paying those kids?
Allegedly, they're paying them.
Why not pay a minor league player who's probably going to be better?
Not as popular.
Again, that's what I heard. I'm doing more homework into this.
Due respect, I don't think a lot of people on that list
need the money.
No, it's not that. A lot of players on that list aren't popular.
Anyone that we know,
correct.
Due respect.
Soto.
Oh, he's known.
Well, he's saying he's playing.
Now name
Tatis
Jr. Watch the list of the guys.
May from Minnesota.
Well, Trevor May is the only guy that makes money outside of baseball.
Playing video games.
Yeah, he's gonna win the tournament.
So he's gonna win the tournament.
Really?
That's what I said. Yeah, he's really good.
Wow.
He
gets paid.
I don't even know.
I have a question. Is this guy married?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to make a lot of money. You might finish up divorce.
Well, that's his hobby.
Well,
I know. That's his job.
He
actually gets paid for like 2 years to play
You golf for fun. He plays video games to make money.
Your wife can't see you where you're at.
No, I understand, but I might get divorced before you because I'm playing golf.
So here's who is playing for the White Sox?
Jolito.
Lucas.
Why didn't I ask?
He might be worried about
He
might be worried about his rental state.
By the way, Coleman was on La Vida Baseball the other day, looking like a merengue singer. He had 7 chains. By the way, if you're not following La Melaza, Jose Reyes on Instagram, awesome. Please follow him.
All he does is make fun of Edwin Encarnacion.
Last week,
and Novices,
and just making fun of him.
Bonnie has a show too.
But Bonnie's
horrible. Yeah, a lot of guys are doing Instagram lives. Escobar does a lot of lives. He talks to the pastor every day. That's like awesome. Every morning he talks to
his party in his bathtub when listening to music. It was pretty.
All right, so the virtual teams, is it fun? I know that Ozzie and I later this week we're gonna start tonight, where we're gonna start whatever game was gonna be the top game that day. We're either gonna simulate it and talk about it, or we're gonna play each other, either using either team, and we're gonna play it at the highest level of what we have, and we're gonna go from there. But are you guys excited? Like, are you think people are going to be like, oh, let's just watch this?
No, I mean, that's people are going to like what
says no.
People are like you said, people are going to like what they like. And I know that this just makes people more anxious about games actually being played.
Well, I play in a fantasy league where guys are trying to make trades right now.
Right.
I'm like, I drafted the team. I'm not making trades.
Independent ball teams signing guys right now.
They want to get ahead of it.
Come on, man. Like, ahead of what? Guys, you guys realize that there was a relapse in China, right? That as soon as you let people out, there's people out.
Well, they think this is hard about.
Okay. No, like that bad.
Well, here's the thing.
Time out here.
Freddie, I bet you got the coronavirus and you haven't told anybody.
By the way, this is the part that's funny. Okay, it's not funny, but it is funny. So if you have like a issue with sports, people are like really knowledgeable about sports. Unfortunately, WWE, just random stuff.
That show still goes on.
Even economics. It's not a sport. But I'm saying no. Even economics, people can give you advice. When it comes to medicine, people do not know because 95% of us were not good at biology, and that's why you don't go into medical. No one's going up and saying, what's the easy major? When you guys were playing baseball, how many guys in your team were pre-med?
Two. Everyone, 2 guys. Everyone in our school took one thing.
Kinesiology.
By the way, all those guys are probably hitting coaches now on Twitter.
PE.
All those guys are hitting coaches.
I was the best in PE.
So, no, but I'm saying, they say,
you want to hear something
marketing. Something sad. For the past month and a half since we had this pandemic, there's been a guy next to Donald Trump. He's the CDC. He's the head of the
little guy.
Exactly.
I want to take a poll. How many people know his name? Mind you, he's the head of.
I call him the little guy.
Very smart man too.
He's been doing this since AIDS. Yeah. He was the guy that led AIDS. By the way, he already said this is going to keep going and it's going to reciprocate.
So that's the part where I'm like, when people like give out advice, it's like, to me, it's like someone was talking a different language. I'm literally like a little kid, like Adele looks at me like what am I going to do today?
I say, but you know what they're going to do pretty soon? They're going to find out the flu and something for injection or
the vaccine
for that. Then when you got to go here, flu here and
shot,
them 2 shots. You're going to get 2
but
shots.
that's fine. Eventually we'll get it. But I'm saying like, when that's going to happen? It's not going to happen tomorrow.
Soon. I don't think tomorrow, but I think in 1 month, 1.5 months.
I think to scale to make vaccines for that many people, I think it's going to take longer.
But you know what, fun?
Guys, let's talk about baseball, guys.
Yeah,
none of us know about.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
the part that it brings it up and you correlate is it's just figuring out Major League Baseball, okay? And we're baseball people. And when people are writing me, is there going to be a season? I literally do not know.
No, I went from mid-June to
I don't know,
mid-August to nothing.
I went from like, we'll get 100 games in to like, I don't even know if we're going to play.
I don't think we're going to play.
I remember texting you guys when I talked to somebody very
well. Let's just say there's nothing. You guys were asking about. You were asking about sibling stuff and family stuff. There's no one more pessimistic on this panel than this guy. There could be a rainbow outside with a guy with Lucky Charms. My dad's like, oh, he's the devil. You're just being pessimistic. We're trying to be optimistic.
So do I, but
I'm a realist.
I gotta be realistic. Remember 2 weeks ago, I talked to somebody. I give you the guy's name. I cannot say that because all the time you're not gonna tell me anything.
He might not make it past this pandemic.
Then I go, listen, what you think about this? He said, I don't know. They're looking for this. I say, how about?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's going to be baseball. I'm not saying it to you guys.
Well, the thing is, because when you look at the finances,
I hope it is.
No, because you look at the finances. Okay, this is the part that this is where the fans need to understand.
You're just bored.
People like Oni, who's a diehard baseball fan, says 60 games is not enough. Okay, so they're like, we need to make Oni happy. And there's someone like me saying, oh, I'm okay with 60. This is also a financial thing where you have half of the league saying we want to play, and the other half saying this is not great.
And players saying they don't want to take a cut.
Or players saying I'm not. And players saying, well, if we're going to go play, I want to get paid my full salary.
That is ridiculous. Everyone has to make a compromise, like they did in Europe. Soccer players, you cannot expect your full salary when we're playing in empty stadiums and other places.
Or companies saying, because a lot of teams like companies say sponsors say I'm out.
Yeah.
By the way, there's nine NBA players. Bless his heart, his agent,
Rich Paul,
that are getting paid 90% of the contract because this gentleman, them and the Chinese who put it in their thing about being able to get out of the thing, said, if there's any type of world pandemic or any type of canceling the season, my client gets 90% of them.
There's 9 guys in the NBA who have an agent named Rich Paul, is LeBron's client. All of his 9 clients, all of his 9 clients are getting paid full salary because in their contract he put this. That makes other agents look dumb. Also, Wimbledon, the tennis playing. They were paying.
Also, he's not
12.
He's not supervising Dookie Doo. It's LeBron James.
LeBron
James says, "I want to put a statue in the middle."
Wimbledon, the hockey tournament, the tennis tournament. They paid in premium insurance because I'm the insurance guy. They would pay like $12 million a year for a pandemic,
and they finally got
a pandemic coverage.
And they got it
for the last 25 years. They've spent like over $134 million, something like that.
But it's finally paid off,
and it just paid off. And they cashed out. They're set for another 25 years because of something like this.
But put it this way, I've been through, I don't know what to say. A strike is not the same, but in strike you not make any money. Player association take the money away from you the year before to give you a couple of dollars here or there.
That's how that thing got started.
Make sure you'll be okay. But
we have
right now
people asking us where do MLB guys, minor league players play? With the Browns or with other men's leagues around their town?
Okay, then
nowhere.
when we have done it for, I think Major League Baseball Players Association have to be strong enough to tell the players, listen, guys, that's the reason you think we can play. Before they bring 2-3 guys from making deals, lawyers, real lawyers, and Donald first said, you know what, the reason we should play is just because this. They're going to take salary cut from us because this. We need to do this because they, you know, one hand get another one.
By the way, they have real lawyers now. The difference is
no, but you talk about lawyers.
They have real lawyers. The difference is the mentality of the player and the strength that Donald Fair has.
Okay, that's why they say, what I missed 1 year, I missed $2 million.
No, but here's the thing. The hard part is this: you have
nobody paid me back.
No, but you have player A making $50 million, and you have a player making nothing. You think if I'm the guy making $50 million, man, I really better love baseball because I'm not going to walk away.
Okay, I understand, but when I was making $2 million. 2.5 million, 3 million. Some guys making $60,000.
Yeah, but you're Ozzie and you're like a man of the people. Those guys that say, you know what, F this, I'm playing.
Okay, then I can say, listen, wait a minute. I'm losing $2 million because we don't want to play.
Barry Bonds, the number one player in baseball.
Players don't appreciate that.
Barry Bonds, the number one player in baseball.
That.
The reason that Barry Bonds is on nothing that has MLB anything is because he is not part of the association.
Neither was MJ.
So hold on. So during all this time, when they were negotiating, Barry was one of the guys that said, "If they're gonna pay me, I'm playing."
By the way, fun fact: that's why Barry Bonds and Kevin Millard do not show up on any MLB show or any baseball game that ever existed. That's why they have made-up characters because they don't belong to the player association.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it, I think a player association was strong, very good, very smart, very good people, but.
This is the worst.
Now then people think about the money.
I'm going to go another way.
About the future.
Why don't people think about, okay, you're a player, you go to the big leagues, they make you go play in Arizona, you're good. Do you realize that you probably don't want to put your family in that harm?
Like I know, but I have a question. You're not a lawyer. You're not a doctor. You're going to make money for a period of time.
Guys don't care.
You're going to tell me, I'm going to tell your mom, I say, you have the very tough woman to deal with, your mom. You're going to say, hey, I got to go to Arizona for 4 months because I got to make, that's the way I make my money.
How much money did you make before that point?
When?
I'm saying, though, if you're Mike Trout right now and you want to sit out 2 years,
you can't.
Financially, you can't do it.
But Elias Dianza, Café Martinez,
and those are the guys that will be playing.
But at the extent of it, they can hold off until next year.
Yeah.
They can make a normal life.
And that's what you're talking about, the strike. Those guys can say, I need to play. And that's why usually those are the guys that they go for, is because guys need to make money. So the next part is real quick before we get into the quarantine, because this show is just flying by. Unfortunately, someone that's in recovery, Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton is probably one of my favorite human beings in the world and player because of his storyline. Is facing 2 to 10 years in prison. Okay, 2 to 10 years. When you look at what happened, you and my mom would be facing life.
So this is the wrong panel. This is the wrong panel to discuss children being hit. Because
I never hit you. I want to kill you, but I never hit you.
Okay, it's because he got hit a lot. I got hit a ton.
Well, Ebis was a disciplinary because of the.
So there's a different way.
But it's just very sad though.
There's a different way of discipline. The fact that this is happening to Josh, I wasn't there. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. It's very sad that a daughter is doing this to their father, and I wasn't know because I was just surprised at the. So hold on. So the part that I'm surprised about this, okay, is because Josh is no longer part of the league, okay, and people are like, if he was part of the league, you should suspend him forever. And he's getting 2 to 10 years. And when you look at guys that are currently in the league, okay, that have faced domestic violence, Chapman, you can go down the list, okay. But someone said, whatever, it happened or didn't happen. It was there. They have faced less time. Okay, so when you look at those situations of,
by the way, just to explain to you guys, the only reason he is facing that is because it's a first-person accusation, meaning his daughter is accusing him. That means if I hit you, there's no hearsay. You actually got hit. There's a person there, and there was another eyewitness in the testimony. So that's why he's getting.
How bad was it?
It wasn't. When you look at the explanation,
just tell it to me.
That happened to me.
Okay. By the way, the part that messes up everybody. You guys remember how big Josh Hamilton was?
He's a big boy.
Okay. The girl's 14 years old. The part that gets really
bad is
the detail that gets, he was holding her down.
Yeah.
That's the reason he's getting that.
So he's pinning her.
It's the same.
So he's pinning her.
When it's a minor, it's the same as tying somebody up.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
What's unfortunate, the part that
I understand the point, but in my time,
we've been tied up.
In my time, any of those 3 guys called police to give me in jail because I didn't, I do something for them. That's it. Don't call the police. Call the ambulance or call the funeral home because I will kill you. Then I'm going to go to jail.
And then when you're in jail,
that's okay.
You're upset yourself.
I remember I used to.
That's why people do whatever they want to do now.
I think Ozzie used to joke around with my mom and say like, "We're going to call child service. We're going to call child service."
The part that was the baseball story because I'm a believer that you should learn from players' mistakes when you're in the league. It was a warning call to all the players that are there.
Dubo.
I'm saying that it's happened to guys in the NFL.
Wrong time, wrong era to be doing
I don't understand. I understand that.
So for players, like right now, if I was an agent, I'm literally calling all my players and saying, we need to, hey, be careful, how you're disciplining.
Adrian Peterson to hit the kid with the stick.
By the way, players, people in general have to be more careful now with the law than anybody else. I would like you.
But I'm saying, not even with the law.
They shoot you because.
But I'm saying not even the law. I'm talking about Vida Baseball is about life and baseball. I would literally call my player and say, "Hey, careful." Because the rules are different in Venezuela than they are in the United States.
AKA, what's the guy's pitcher's name?
Felipe Vasquez.
That guy's
Felipe Vasquez situation. So I'm saying this was a scenario where guys, I know that this was happening, and we're all focused about COVID, and we're all focused about this. But if this would happen during the regular season, Josh would be in every newspaper.
Yes,
and people would be talking about it because he is a huge name. And everyone's like, oh, this is what happens to drug addicts. We don't even know if he was using. It was a moment that happened to a guy who grew up in a different era. So from a baseball player standpoint, it's a point of, man, I really need to reflect on this because domestic violence
do you feel like
has been an issue.
I think he's still lost. I think
he lost control. He lost control.
And do you feel like because of his past?
Oh, his past is getting judged. If he would have had nothing on the thing, he'd be 6 months probation and moved out.
Like, okay,
because if I told you when I was younger and you came if you came to my room, and I said to you, "Get out! This is my room."
What? Get out to get this.
I know this is all that's what they do.
Have you guys read the report?
I hate that when people.
You're gonna tell me with all due respect.
He lost control.
Be quiet for 2 seconds.
I am.
If Ozzie grabbed the devil and did everything that Josh did, I love Josh Hamilton.
I do too.
Love Josh Hamilton. I sat down with Josh Hamilton and spoke to him, and I'll never forget that.
So was he on something?
I don't know. I think he lost control. I think of a teenager, lost control, said probably, hey, you're probably a drug addict, all that. He threw do you remember Josh Hamilton throwing? He threw a full water bottle, smoked her in the chest to point the shit at Bruce.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Then, that's okay. I didn't know that. Wait. If he stops right there, no problem. The little girl started crying, ran to her room, and he blew up. Then it got worse. I think he just got antagonized by it. If he does that to him, or I do that to one of my kids, or he does it to one of his kids, you're going to go to jail, not because of the kid, because you're going to be pissed off that one of us is. I love Josh Hamilton.
So again, the point of the story is for baseball players that are out there is be careful. It's a different era. Add this to the list of things that cannot happen.
I think he went overboard.
I'm saying though, but legally wise, I'm saying we've had cases of every year, which has not happened because we're in coronavirus. Is we haven't had a DUI, we haven't had so-and-so beat his wife.
We've had guys on Instagram Live offering women to dance for money.
Well, that's a different story for a different topic. So the next one before we wrap up is the quarantine team challenge.
Oh God!
So I today had to pick three players, current or former players for the guys who are no longer as close to the guys.
It could be former.
It could be whatever you wanted. I did current players. My team is being critiqued a lot. It says your team's a little boring. I went with my cousin Ada Alianza, who only said was the most boring guy in the group.
No, he's one of those guys.
Cafe.
Oh God, that's entertainment.
And then Eduardo Escobar.
That's entertainment.
That's a weird eclectic bunch.
You would have to get over tomorrow with him too.
So, but I know. I'm saying I know one Escobar right now because he's just all about different type of person. I want Escobar like 10 years ago when you got all fun, all those stuff.
Well, this guy now makes like $8 million. The guy back then used to ask us for money. Like, hey, can I?
No, but I'm saying like my group is different. I thought that my people that I would feel comfortable around. Again, and I'll stay naming former players. I go with Freddie and Oogie because I lived with the guys before. I have been in quarantine.
I'll say my three, and it's not current. I would go with Andrew Jones.
That's a good one to have.
Loves the party.
No, loves the party. Watching baseball.
No, loves the party.
Yeah.
He's watching his own.
Watching his own
base.
Andrew, if you're listening, Andrew, I think it's kind of sad that you sit at home watching your own.
Don't say
he does have and he has a good taste in movies. Oh yeah, great taste in movies. Andrew, I'd go with Joey Cora because he's a baseball guy, and then the other one would be my dad because he would try to kill Joey or to watch something else, and it would be fun.
But we lived with Joey in spring training.
Exactly.
Every year spring training. And Joey was very like,
it was awesome.
Hey, you guys want to eat today?
Exactly. It was awesome.
We're doing former big leaguers?
No. Those would be my
guys who have fun and like have a good time. Cafe. Okay, because he's my boy. We play video games.
Yeah.
Alberto Callaspo.
Okay.
Won't be boring. And we need somebody to pay for everything. I would invite Bryce Harper. I would invite Mike Trout. Sorry. Why? We'd have a great workout regimen. He'd pay for everything.
Wow.
Yeah, in my house.
That's pretty cool. That's okay. Mine is going to be Freddie Garcia, just because he's one of my drinking partners. Roberto Hernandez, because he was my drinking partner.
Mark said he's asking no Miguel Cabrera.
And
I would have. I've been in quarantine with. I should have put
Miguel now or Miguel
actually,
like 2005.
I'll flip Bryce Harper. I think Miguel might.
I think Miguel can afford. I think
so. I'll go with Miguel Callaspo and
finish.
So mine is going to be Freddie Garcia because we're going to be talking about 2005 all the time. Ugil Urbina.
Okay.
Because he got a lot of experience to talk to me, and he's one of my buddies.
And hopefully he has a visa by then.
And another one is going to be Roberto Hernandez. That's all my drinking partner. And I take Urbina just because he loves to cook. And I think it's going to be entertainment. We talk about something different every day. I can have a lot of people. I love to have many guys, but you only say three.
Come on. Okay. I'd like to have
okay. And another question. And who would you not want on your quarantine? Say no, anyone but that guy.
Okay, you guys started because I need to think about it. Oh, you know what I mean?
Jared Laird.
No, one guy. I hate to be in quarantine. I might. The stupid guy played for me. You know me. Boy.
AJ?
No, AJ. I would love to be.
I'm saying my boy.
Your boy, he come from Oakland.
Swisher. Yeah, he was. By the way, so everyone's my boy because I was nice. I never had a player dislike me. Maybe one guy.
Yeah.
I was just nice to everybody.
Who?
Me, Jared Laird.
And
he's a great guy. I just don't.
So you wouldn't want to be?
No, because so I have a player.
Ozzy's biggest pet peeve is this.
No. Let me explain.
I'll say it first. Ozzy's biggest pet peeve is guys that are not very good who think they're great. Jared Laird fits that mold.
So I've met Jared Laird. He's awesome.
No, we saw him in the Hall of Fame selling a book in the corner. Yes. I'm going to go, Ozzy, you're going to buy a book.
So he's a great guy. I've met him. But my issue is this. So if Jared Laird would have played on one of Ozzy's teams, I would have loved him. I hated the guys on other teams. I was like, why is this guy the leader? And he was. Every team that he was on, he was a leader, by the way. Loves to fight. Like, don't mess with him.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hit 200.
Well,
you have to be.
But I always used to get mad. Like, why is this guy? Same reason why when people are like, why did you dislike David Ross? Because I would look at the thing and be like, you're like the fifth guy on the bench. Just like in basketball, I'm like, dude, if I'm playing and they score and you get up to clap in my face, I'm like, you're on the bench. Sit down and don't get up. So for me, I couldn't be with him because I would feel uncomfortable just because of the world of baseball.
I just hate Nick Switcher because the fake act.
Okay.
No, maybe Nick Switcher was a great guy.
They want to do this.
He's a fake act.
30,
I wish I could curse here, but fake act guy.
We know you.
The guy didn't like. I used to hate Todd Hollingsworth.
Well,
he's a great dude.
I heard Todd Hollingsworth say a couple of things and do a couple of things with the Marlins that I would
he's doing racist stuff.
How about you? I would never agree with. Oh, by the way, another guy, Madison Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner.
I heard guys like I'm telling you.
Who are you not?
Not a story. He's a terrible guy.
I hear a lot of story about the catcher. About the catcher for
So you know what's funny about quarantine? Talking about funny stories. So the best story Andrew Jones ever told me was when Andrew Jones went and was on the A-Rod workout regimen.
Yeah, waking him up at 6 a.m.
And he didn't last a week. He was like, I'm done. So they were waking him up at 6 in the morning, and they were working out and doing it.
He didn't like
it. So a lot of guys don't like that. So a lot of guys are like sleeping in. So like right now, the amount of everybody's there, and you're in Eduardo's house, you better get along because
you have to be a man of God. Even if those guys don't like it, that's what Eduardo does. And they have to like go on the IG live. It's him and the Karakuta.
But I'm saying, but even living, he used to have a hard time. When we went to college and we came back and we get up at 12 in the afternoon, this guy would have a stroke.
Oh, by the way, another thing cool about
one guy I wouldn't want to be with Verlander. Not a big fan of Verlander.
I like Justin. I think we would get a lot.
You know what?
I like his the nudes were great.
You know I like that he does. I think Justin, but I don't know why. I feel like him and his wife are doing puzzles right now. They're a puzzles company. They're a puzzles. You know, like right now,
I just feel like
hey, go ahead, because the puzzles not like an animal.
No,
or even the possum.
No, puzzles. Like, I don't think about you and my mom. I don't think about you guys in the living room.
Oh, I know.
With the puzzle doing it together.
No, they're doing. My dad's watching.
He was watching Tiger King yesterday.
Hey, but watch out. No, I'm snapping for 1 minute. I think it's a great show.
My mom said a picture.
I don't think it's a great show. I think I go to sleep when they start talking stupid thing about the animal.
Very bad.
But when the thing was for real, like, why I do this, why you do that, when he killed the, I'm like, oh, wow.
No, wait, that guy is a modern dream. That guy's a hustler, bro. That guy went from nothing to having one of the biggest zoos in the world.
I agree.
Having Donald Trump speak about him at that press conference.
Okay, by the way, that's a way to make money in this country.
So you wouldn't make you and EBs, okay? When you guys are at home right now, you guys are quarantined and you guys are like at the place.
Quarantine.
Are you guys like making puzzles? Are you and my mom making
okay, first of all, your mom loves to cook. Oh my God, love to cook, and I'm very lucky about that.
So what do you do when she's cooking?
Sit on the TV, complains about MLB Network's content because they play the same thing over and over again.
So Ozzie and his significant other Natalia work out. They work out. They cook together. I'm saying they're doing stuff together. Me and Sarah, you guys play. No, hold on. Me and Sarah, Sarah and I are like, she's doing her work. Adela comment things. She's doing her thing. Like, we're not sitting there like that's what the favorite. We're not sitting there like watching a movie together. We're like texting a lot because we're in different rooms playing video games. I'm building content. So Sarah and I have not had the chance to sit down and be like, we're gonna make a puzzle. Okay.
Well, I like
what are you and your significant? What are you guys doing?
Watching a lot of Netflix shows.
So you guys are watching shows together?
Yeah. Well, we watch at night.
You guys easy because you watch Bolivar. Right now I'm watching the Pacific. Something I watched
Money Heist, Casa de Papel.
Doctora Polo.
Okay, that's terrible.
So the reason that I wanted to come back,
it's fake.
Yeah, I don't mind.
So the reason
I get mad at her because I find out what's fake.
It is.
No, because I saw a little girl there.
Yes.
I'm like, that little girl.
By the way, you're like the 13-year-old kid that believes that the Easter Bunny. So today actually is
I was baby.
So
and don't eat any meat. Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday. So here's the thing, though, real quick. So the reason that I did this whole quarantine thing is with this new rule that Major League Baseball is trying to implement and this new system of them playing in Florida, of playing in Arizona. When you thought team chemistry wasn't important, oh boy, imagine being locked up with your teammates for the next 4 to 5 months and playing baseball. If you're winning, it might be awesome. If you're losing,
you hate them.
You hate them.
You know what?
So imagine sleeping in the same
building. That means more hate in baseball than love.
I'm just saying though. Imagine being in a clubhouse. Imagine being in a clubhouse, taking the clubhouse for that long, which is already a season, and making it like everyone living in the same place.
You know what's one thing I would like to see about this whole situation? Like, for example, you go to spring training, you see these guys raking. Why? Because the pressure level is different. I'm very curious to see if players are going to exceed expectations or play lower with less fans or no fans. Why? Because there's some guys that play better with fans. There's some guys that play worse with fans. So I'm kind of curious to see if maybe the Baltimore Orioles have this great year. Why? Because there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Hey, this is like a little league baseball.
Well, Baltimore played with no fans like 19.
Well,
I will give Baltimore fans have more fans than Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is a good team.
Yeah, I agree. They have an excuse.
I feel like it's not going to even feel like a season. That's hard to lock in. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, you go to like a Yankee Stadium or you go to a big team. There's 45, 50,000 fans.
I agree. We started the show like saying, "Oh man, you played in front of 53,000 people."
Yeah, that's exciting.
The WE show on WrestleMania, one of the greatest entertainment events ever, with no fans. It was like you're watching like the weirdest.
It was so sad to have Gronkowski winning the title.
So that's why fans, everyone out there, it's so important to the success of players because of that excitement.
So be patient. That is it for this week on the Being Guillen show. We will be back next week. If you want to catch us on demand, please check out our social medias, our YouTube channel. Check out the podcast, which has been cut. Our previous episodes are on there. So from the Guillen family, this is it for today. Catch us out next week here on La Vida Baseball. Have a good one. Stay safe. Keep those hands clean.
Please keep everything clean. Stay safe.